Hi Megan, how are you?
Hi, Ranjeet. I'm great. How are you doing today?
Wonderful, wonderful. So what do we have today?
Yes, well, let's see. We have a whole round of questions and a featured question that we'll start off with, which
Absolutely.
great. So, this featured question is regarding patents and the EB1A application. So, what to do if your patent is pending?
Absolutely. I mean, there was a recent policy manual which spoke about the fact that even if your patent is pending, you could use that and indicating that it is in the patent, and there are some documentation that you should give. Kind of. But let's talk about first if you have a granted patents, we would need a documentation of patents. Understand one thing, that patent itself does not award you or kind of qualify you for EB1A. It's about what is the significance and the impact of the patent, which is important. So you might like to present significance of the patent, recognition and awards if you have got testimonials and endorsement that you have received. Now, having said this, suppose the patent is pending right now. So the question is that then you need to give the documentation of the pending with your name on it. Patent by itself, as I said, does not qualify you for EB1A, but it does indicate that there was some kind of an original contribution that was generated by you, actually, or established by you. Now, if ideally speaking, for a pending patent, I would always suggest that there has to be some kind of an impact factor that should be in process. Patent is just a kind of a framework that will help you to protect your intellectual property, nothing more than that. And that you have applied does not prove it is original, because you are not getting for just merely an original contribution, but you are getting EB1A because there is some kind of a impact that you have created by virtue of your patents. So you need to submit documentation of pending patents, evidence of innovation, some kind of a supporting evidence in form of let's say a patent evaluation framework. We have created a structure that we can talk about it later, but there is some kind of a kind of evaluation of a patent through some external validation or some expert opinions, which are important actually here. But the most important is that showcase the impact and how you can integrate your narrative about you being part of that patent is very important. There's one more thing which I think we have been seeing, that patents are not normally individual based, they are collective efforts sometimes. So if there is a collaboration involved into it, please put up that collaboration. I think provide the patent number, detailed description. Let us say it is a medical device patent, then issuance date. If not, what is an application date? If there have been some inquiries, you should put in everything in detail. I am going to put it that that might be more useful, Megan. I hope that helps.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And before we move to the next questions, we have here with us Venkat, and we'll be inviting Venkat on the stage right now, and let's see what he has to say. Hi, Venkat. How are you? Venkat, are you here?
Yeah, hi Ranjeet. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
welcome to
doing
the
good.
show.
How are
Yeah,
you?
how can we help you, Venkat, today?
Yeah, I think I just wanted to know like how can like improve the profile, like what are the steps, all those. So I have those questions so that.
So it's a very basic question, Venkat. It's not, we have a established done process. You can read about it more. It's first, for any EB1A application, the key part is that defining your expertise, which is the core important part. Now, there is a certain kind of we have a patented kind of a process, incidentally, which has been awarded by USPTO to us on how to identify an expertise for yourself for EB1A purposes. So we follow it. Involves something called as identifying at what learning quantum you are, what has been the impact factor of your work, what is the progressive experience that we evaluate. That's the first and foremost step. Second is that when you talk about enhancement of profile, it means getting some awards, getting something, but there is a kind of organizing based on the second step in the done process, which is organizing the criteria which might resonate with you, rather than just doing something in an ad hoc manner. We have to see your tonality of your work, what has been your, how do you kind of present yourself, what are your likings, disliking. For example, many people commit a mistake of just doing some ad hoc things, writing research papers or something. That's not the right way to do this. So we, based on your personality, based on what you're liking, we have to suggest you a criteria which might resonate with you, and that has helped people to realize that they are much more closer to achieving EB1A than what they thought initially they would actually. Then you have to fill up those milestones. It's a very, very organized process wherein you try to achieve certain goals. It could be media, it could be writing articles, it could be going for certain judging opportunities. And that's how what we have seen that people have helped to build up the profile, and which is the last step is execute, wherein you kind of how to draft recommendation letters, how to reach out to people, what should be your tonality. Now this is what is going to be helpful for you, Venkat. And that's why we have seen at least 17 to 20 people have got EB1A by following this particular established process.
Okay. So when we start building our profile, suppose I start today, so I build a criteria, suppose a 7-8 criteria within a 6 months or 7 months. When I file my application to the USCIS, so didn't they ask how this candidate got these many criteria within this a short span of time?
No, many people ask this. We have seen even. No, you see, you have to understand that it's not related to time, but the intensity of your work that you have created. We have seen somebody who is just 23-year-old getting EB1A, somebody at 28-year-old from the program, he got EB1A. Obviously, these questions we have to preempt it and address it properly in advance, based on your degree of how the intensity of your expertise is and output it. For example, then let us say there are some fields which are new. If somebody is good at generative AI, for example, you can't say he has been there in that for a decade. You understand what I'm saying? Because the field itself is new at times.
Yes. No, but if we are proving suppose say I wrote 10 papers or I got this patent. So maybe I got this month. So I'm applying maybe next month. So within a month, I got all this stuff, right? I worked hard.
In 1 month, nobody write 10 papers.
Does this raise question from the USCIS?
No, so far we have not had any. There is a way.
No, I'm just saying example.
No, there is a way in which you have to there is a particular process that you have to follow to kind of preempt those questions and how to address them beforehand, actually. I would put it that way. And we never had these issues before. So I can tell you that with conviction.
Okay.
Does that help you?
And yes. Yeah.
You see, I cannot go into a very specific detail because every case is very unique, Venkat.
Yes. Yeah.
And this forum may not be a good, because what happens then we have to sit with each and everybody. It takes a period of time. By the time you file your applications, then we have to, at that particular moment, what you have done and what has been. The fact remains that nobody can just build a profile without doing a hard work. Let's understand.
Yes.
And that is not a precondition that it has to be over a period of time, actually. Of course, there is an element of sustained, I must say that, in EB1A, which is one of the important things. But sustained is not a function of time. It is a function of your intensity.
Okay.
Time is just one of the factors of that. Otherwise, let us say, for example, somebody has been doing work for last 10 years. Okay, also in that particular field, he may have got, but done nothing during those, and it would have been very random, some work. That will also not help, no, actually.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to put it that way. I hope that helps you.
Yeah. Yes. Thank
and
you.
we did have, some concerns of people before, but I think they got mitigated by being in the program. There's a lot of learning that you will have, and then that should help you out.
Okay.
Is that fine with you? Any other question I could help you, Venkat?
Yeah. I think you answered my question.
Okay, wonderful. And we look forward to seeing you and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Vicky.
Yeah, and we have somebody called MR. We will be getting him on the stage, and let's see what he has to say. So, hi MR, how are you? You have just put your name as MR. Absolutely no problem. And how could we help you?
Yes. Hi, Ranjeet. This is Moon. Yeah. Hi, Megan. How are you?
Good. Nice to hear you.
Same here. So yeah, we actually wanted to learn more about the program. We just wanted to see you in person too. We spoke to Megan extensively over I think last week and a couple days ago, and we just wanted to talk to you in person and just see attend one session and see how it goes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how can I help you?
Like we are just like we're still exploring like the EB1A territory, and we're trying to understand like how to make progress. And I think having a program like this would be very helpful for us. So like I was just looking for guidance, and I think overall your videos give like a pretty good um, understanding about the program. But like one place where I need help is like how exactly would I be helped? Like other than just like seeing videos, like what else like will I be getting from the program? Like what kind of support will I be getting from
What happens is that at a point of time, you need to, apart from watching videos, definitely, you see, the whole learning process has taken a new turn today. Let's understand. Normally we assume, watching videos with entertainment, and it becomes very difficult. But having said this, assume that you go through that. The key aspect is that how do you draft recommendation letters? What are the specific criteria which are useful for you? How to identify a very focused expertise for yourself. Those are things that have to be done in certain things in one-on-one basis only. Actually, will have to do.
Got it.
Okay, then when you file your application, how to pick up a best lawyer for yourself, how to work with a lawyer, what questions to ask lawyers, then how to draft recommendation letters. We sometimes, at a very advanced stage, when you're working with your lawyer, we even collaborate with your lawyer to work with you. So we want to give you a complete support in terms of, to achieve your American dream, to help you, kind of applying successfully through EB1A. We don't offer legal services. That I think by the time you should know this.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so that is not a in our mandate, but definitely we help you in all other possible things, and we have so far helped around 17 to 20 people who have become EB1A through our program successfully. I'm sure you would have seen those testimonials also.
Yes, and I think those testimonials like looked pretty good too. Like overall, like my husband and I, we both actually spoke to Megan the other day, and like she actually gave us a pretty good rundown about the whole program, and like we had a good feeling about the whole program too. Just that we also wanted to talk to you in person and see you in person too. So before getting started.
No, definitely we are sad, because what we have seen is, you see, normally, let me be honest with you, we come across three kinds of people. Okay, now there is a first kind of people who just kind of crib. Let's put it that way. The immigration system is bad and nothing is happening, nothing is moving. So those are those kind of people. The second category who just feel that there should be some kind of they get all information and don't do anything. And third category, they no matter what, because it's not about you trying to take a right decision. It's about you taking a decision and then making it right by virtue of your action. It's a more of a confrontative approach with the situation. And what we have seen, that people who are more bent towards being decisive and taking actions are far more successful. And this is a common trait what we have seen amongst all the people who have been successful as EB1A achievers. I have studied over 1,000 cases for EB1A. I have been coaching and mentoring over 50,000 people all my life. And I have seen what has been traits of a successful professional, and how to kind of, in this particular case, how to manifest your success and your work for the success for getting your EB1A green card.
Got it. Okay, yeah. I'll continue to work on it, and I'll be in touch. Yeah, I'll talk to
Absolutely.
you this evening.
So wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Ranjeet. Good to talk to you. Good to see you.
Bye-bye. So we had two of our guests. So let's take a last question for the day, Megan.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so our last question is from an anonymous member. It says, I was told that it isn't necessary to have a lawyer file my EB1A case. Is that true? Are there any benefits to self-filing?
You see, self-filing does not mean you don't have a lawyer. Self-filing means you don't need a petitioner to file it. For example, it's not a sponsored green card. For example, all the green cards in the USA, barring select few, and in employment base, there will be two. One is a national interest waiver and EB1A green card. You don't need a sponsor for that. So you can do it. You can do it yourself, in a sense that you can ask a lawyer to represent you to be a self-petitioner. That's how it implies actually. Suppose if you go through an employer, then the employer becomes your petitioner. It's like this. But having said this, if your question is pertaining to the fact that should I do it myself without a lawyer, Well, let me put it this way: that there are 3 dimensions for success for your EB1A green card. The first dimension I'm going to say is like degree of your expertise. So you should really be an expert, and you should know how to present that expertise for the purpose of your EB1A green card. Now, if you think you can do this yourself, that's wonderful. The second dimension is understanding immigration jurisprudence. What USCIS is looking for, what are the pros, what are the benefits, why I should be chosen, how I can benefit to the USA. So that's the second dimension that is happening. If you are going to do it yourself, your intensity in doing that needs to be pretty high. So for any application for EB1A, your expertise should be, let us say, 8 or 9 out of 10. For the purpose of, if you are doing it at least yourself, then it should be 10 out of 10. Even if you are doing with a lawyer, I think it is always good to have 7 or 8 actually. And the third is how to present yourself, how to draft recommendation letters, how to draft, all other, kind of expert opinions, how to present your case. So, those kind of things, definitely it should be 9 out of 10. Now, you either have to identify a sweet spot between these 3 dimensions. So, for example, if you have a Nobel Prize, then you are 10. Then your understanding of jurisprudence and presenting yourself can be very simple. You can just write on a plain piece of paper and say that, look, this is what I am. So it could be 1 or 2. So say your coordinates for, if you're a highest level of expertise you have is 10 to 2. But then if you are not, even if you are working with a lawyer, we always suggest that it should be at least 8 or 9 in terms of your expertise, or 8 or 9 in terms of your degree of immigration jurisprudence and how you present yourself. So it will be like 8, 8, 8. That is the sweet spot for you. But if you're doing it yourself, not only you have to be an expert, but you have to understand the EB1A aspect also very well and how to present yourself. So it will have to be at least 8, 10, 10. So these are the sweet spot that you need to identify yourself. If you can do that, well, you are free to do that. But what we have seen that almost 99% rather of our people in the program, I have been have very good lawyers, because they do a very good job in assembling papers, taking printouts, sending it to them, creating a legal arguments. We so far have had only 1 or 2 people who did it themselves actually. So even in fact, I had also done it myself, but it's a different journey altogether. So remember that altogether. So that's all, Megan, we have today. So thank you very much for, I think for today morning. And guys, if you have more questions, please send it to us. If you want to be on this particular show, we are more than happy to have you. And please write to us. And if you want to join the Next League program and fulfill your American dream and, apply successfully for EB1A green card, we are there to help you out. So wish you all the best and have a beautiful weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks.